r/AskReddit. Who are you strangely attracted to? Megamind. This is the first one I can absolutely not comprehend. Rule 34. I'm attracted to Meryl Streep in her current incarnation as an old woman. I sometimes fill a transparent garbage bag with raisins and penetrate it because I imagine the withered husk of a vag that resides between her leathery thighs feels like a jar of dried leaves. Other times I put scraps of memory foam in my socks, hang them from a pillow and grab them from behind. I like to pretend I'm in that scene in Ghost where they make a mess with the clay and I'm groping the empty sacks that were once her bosom. I tell her spin it Meryl. Spin the clay. And she tells me to duck off because her fingers are an arthritic mess and she's afraid of ghosts. Meryl, if you are reading this, remember that when you put your dentures in a bowl tonight there's at least one fan dreaming of your beautiful toothless smile. Is this a copper pasta? It is now. Steve Buscemi. I have no idea why. I'm afraid to analyze it. All I know is that he looks like the pale man from Pan's Labyrinth with his shirt off, and for some reason, that both disgusts me and makes me a little tingly. Steve Buscemi is the most attractive ugly person that's ever been. When you have a nat 20 charisma score, but you still a goblin. Old guys from 30 up to about 60. I say this currently being in my mid-20s. Even when I was a teen all my crushes were 30 and up. Puberty was weird. If you also like your men marginally employed and out of shape, you should PM me. RIP your inbox. Girls who have this kind of intimidating, cold eyes look. Think Aubrey Plaza or Stephanie Beatriz. They both play these sort of strong, don't give a duck, borderline sociopath characters and something about it does something to my insides. Have you heard Stephanie Beatriz talk out of character? Gave me a whole new level of respect for her chops as Rosa. Yes. It's really funny how sweet and goofy she is. VS Rosa. Lala Bunny from Space Jam. That's like saying Ariel or Jasmine. We've all been there man. Adolescence was a very confusing time. Besides being drawn, Lala Bunny is a bunny. Ariel is half fish. Jasmine is Arabian. Hopper from Stranger Things. Strangely. Stranger Things? Nope. It's a Tide ad. Simon Pegg especially as Nicholas Angle in Hot Fuzz. You'll get a steeple dropped on your head for that typo. The greater good. Women who are taller than me. I don't know why and it most likely won't ever get me anywhere, as women usually seem to prefer men taller than them. But still. Hey, don't lose hope. I'm 5 feet 10 and my wife is a 6 goddess. It's every bit as awesome as you think it is. I'm 5 feet 6 and my girl is 5 feet 8. Hell. I had a girlfriend who was 5 feet 11 once and who wore heels most of the time. Didn't give a flying duck. Littlefinger from Game of Thrones. Lose the mustache and the creepy tendencies and he's kinda hot. So in the what? Chelsea Peretti. Man. Girls with big noses get my motor running. Was debating on if I wanted to say this or not. Every time I watch Brooklyn 99 I get caught up in if I think she's hot or not. I'm all about the Santiago. Her almost obsessive need to organize and be the best is weirdly attractive to me. My best friend. Can't tell if this calls for a or a. Depends which hand they're referring to. Angela Merkel and Judge Judy. This is my fav in this thread. You need to explain the Merkel one to me. General Grievous. Something about his voice and lightsaber skills does it for me. So, an asthmatic cough. A multitude of lightsabers and poor posture? I know a few it guys who'd like to meet you. Throw in skinny arms with an extreme range of motion and you've pretty much got me pegged. Short women with glasses. Velma File. Jinkies. Anthony Bourdain. He's old enough to be my grandpa and I don't care. It's because he's an asshole, but he's also super smart and rugged. I hate him so much, but I still wanna bang. But it's the best kind of asshole on the outside. Soft mushy heart on the inside. He's a secret softie and it's endlessly attractive. Tall. Thick women. If you creepily troll my account history, you'll see me praising strong, giant Amazonian women. The kind who can put up a challenge if we decide to wrestle. The kind that can look me eye to eye. I'm 6 feet 2 inches. People say these types of women are manly. But how the heck does that make sense? It's extra women per square inch of space. That's the opposite of manly. It's like saying a big cake is too vegetably. It's just more cake. I demand death by snoo. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. Jacob Kowalski in Fantastic Beasts. He's not physically attractive, but his personality is still enough to make my heart instantly melt. Gary Oldman. I don't know how strange this one actually is, but it definitely weirds my mom out. David Thewlis. Especially as Lupin, and in Kingdom of Heaven. Paul Bettany. I feel like you have a HP fetish. Alan Rickman. RIP. His voice was so attractive. Very tall and hairy dudes with a mid to large ear belly. None of my boyfriends have ever fit this model. I've never actually been with someone who has. But I dig it. 6 feet 7 and 290 pounds here. How you doing? That is so goddamn tall. I'm having a hard time imagining that weight as chubby. Men. In the beginning there was just women. But somehow I started looking at men more, and now I also like peens more. I still like women, but just not as much. Username checks out. John Mulaney can get it anytime. Get that tall child out of your head. I've got a thing for feminine hips. Women with short hair. It's not like a requirement. But if everything else was the same on a beautiful woman except hair length, I'd take the one with shorter hair. Someone might say it's not that strange. But I've seen numerous insults hurled at women with short hair. As a lady with short hair, hello, how you doing? Great. And you? Oddly enough, Jack Black. Like, not sure about the whole I'd duck them thing, but for some reason I find him attractive. His good sense of humor is always a great plus. I developed a crush on him after The Holiday. I love who he is in most of his movies, and he seems like a decent human being in real life. Tammy too. Not strange. Mullally could get it. Hair. I like thick. Black/dark brown hair. Indian/Sri Lankan/Bangladeshi/Pakistani girls. They have nice hair. Women from those ethnicities usually have very nice eyes too. The same goes for the dudes. It's those eyes and hair. My boyfriend has eyelids which are darker than the rest of his face, and there's something so sexy about it. Tilda Swinton. She's like a paradox. She somehow manages to be both unattractive and beautiful at the same time. She's definitely an ethereal being who wandered down to earth and decided to hang out and act for a little bit. Girls with a punk or alternative style, multiple tattoos, piercings etc. Crazy hairstyles, although I'm as white bread as they go. The funny thing is that Steve Randazzo secretly wants me. Jocks like him always want freaky girls. Girls with horn-rimmed glasses and vegan footwear and goth makeup. Girls who play the cello and wear Converse All-Stars and want to be children's librarians when they grow up. Oh yeah. Jocks eat that hit up. They just won't admit it. Because they are supposed to be into perfect cheerleaders. The movie Juno. I find this so hilarious because I've ducking lived this. One of the most unlike me guys I've ever dated was a preppy. Former high school jock from a highly conservative and religious family. I have bright red hair, tattoos, piercings, and a side shave. I have a degree and a career. And do have to maintain a professional image at work. No job stopper tattoos and certain piercings are removed or hidden at work, but on the weekends seeing us together was like American Eagle meets Hot Topic. He unleashed some insane XL fantasies on me, though. Aside from our appearance, we honestly had a lot in common, and our personalities meshed really well. I ultimately decided we weren't working out because he openly admitted he wouldn't introduce me to his parents. There was a certain expectation for the appearance of girls he brought home, and according to him, his parents would judge me. Definitely not the kind of relationship I wanted. Colin Firth. And the movie Kingsman is directly responsible for that. Firth in Pride and Prejudice gets my wife going. My boss, who is almost 60 years old now, after seeing pictures of her when she was young and in her 20s, Someone's going to aim for some horizontal promotion soon. Hoo hoo hoo. Dipping his pen in the company ink. Ron ducking Swanson. It's those goddamn dimples. He's adorable. Not really a who, more of a what. I'm attracted to short girls and preferably curvy. So I'm basically attracted to Kelly Clarkson. Sort of. Why can't I find guys like you in my city? I'm sure there are guys like me in your city as well. I live in Holland. We have the tallest woman in the world. So FML, I guess. Kristen Schaal. I want to have sex with her, and I hope she would be super loud with her weird voice. I feel like Kristen Schaal would quietly whisper funny things in your ear while plowing you with a strap on. That actually sounds kind of NI. Oh duck. Benicio del Toro. When he was younger, he was a total babe. But he has not aged well. And I still find him ugly/hot. I don't get it. It's so freaking weird. Maybe it's the voice. I don't know, man. I get the most confusing lady boner ever for that guy. I'm a 98% sure straight man, but I can say that Benicio del Toro is really attractive. Man. His look on Sicario. Ops aunt. Everyone is telling me that her mother is hotter. But they don't know what they are talking about. Also, it's super rude to talk like that about a married woman and her aunt is single. This is you/Ragutral's mom. I'm sorry, but he did not just realize it's AskReddit rather than teenagers. He's just a 12-year-old boy with a vivid imagination. Also, please stop with the private messages. Especially the explicit ones. I understood that reference. Nightcrawler from the X-Men. Just something about him being blue and that tail. Close second, Deadpool. Did you climax watching Avatar? Will Graham from the Hannibal series. I had recurring dreams of him Iquim hair. Honestly. Mads Mikkelsen is the more obvious answer for this thread. James ducking Spader. I blame Mannequin. Anybody remember him in Secretary? So steamy. I'm B. And it is extremely rare I get a lady boner over both main characters. That film is an exception to this. Plus, it depicts BDSM as a consensual, sane activity and is something a lot of 50 Shades fans could do with watching. The spa look. Bathrobe, PJ pants. Hair up in a messy bun and a mud mask. Yes. The comfy, cozy look. I find Peter Dinklage kind of exy. He's a shorter version of Hugh Laurie. This is an observation, rather than an admission of being attracted to either. But now I look like I'm protesting too much. Rami Malek. Cartoon Aladdin. Damn. Gilly from Game of Thrones. Have you seen the first series of Skins? She's adorable in that. I can't not see her as Cassie. I keep waiting for Gilly to say oh, wow. Lauren Lapkus. Similarly, Kate McCuxey. Amanda Seyfried. It's those eyes, man. Eater. Apparently this is less strange than the folks in my circles make it out to be. They find her eyes creepy and a turn off. She's very conventionally attractive. Peter Dinklage. Chubby Seth Rogen. Steve Buscemi. Robert Carlyle only dressed as Rumpelstiltskin from Once Upon a Time. Jeff Goldblum. And recently Taika Waititi for some reason. I'll go to bat for the position that Taika is conventionally handsome. But any man that owns and wears a pineapple romper gains a few points in my book. East Asian men are on average more attractive than other races to me. I'm white. I know like 30 East Asian engineering grad students who'd love to have your number. Boyle from Brooklyn 99. Something about him is just attractive to me. I came down with a real Diane Weist infection. Man, when Jake just stares at him, I laugh hysterically for like 5 minutes. Thick midgets. Thick.